Okay. Hi my dear students. Last class we just have discussed binomial theorem introduction. How to come the binomial theorem? Binomial theorem a plus b whole power n. What is n? N is any positive integer. So we can go to the further class. That means, so in the last class we have discussed binomial theorem a plus b whole power n. What is n here? N is any positive integer. Any positive integer. So we can write the binomial theorem. We have discussed in the last class. So I will explain again. What is the coefficient? What is the exponent here? N. So we are writing nc0 plus, and the next one is nc1 and plus nc2 plus and so on ncr plus and so on plus ncn. These are the binomial coefficients. Nc starts from nc0. Nc, the coefficient exponent is n, so nc0 plus nc1, nc2 and so on ncr, and the last one is ncn. Now we are writing variables. What is the first variable in our binomial? A is the first variable and the b is the second variable. In these two variables, the exponents of a are decreasing, the exponents of b are increasing. That means first a to the power of, what is the exponent of a? N here. And coming to the second term, it is decreased by 1. That means a to the power of n minus 1. Here a to the power of n minus 2. And so on. If you observe here 0, that means a to the power of n plus 0 or n minus 0. Here nc1, that's why it is n minus 1. 1 minus 1. 2 minus 2. The same way here r, that's why it comes to a to the power of n minus r. N minus r. Now coming to the last term. Here actually we have to write a to the power of n minus n. N minus n is 0. A power 0 is 1. There is no term. If you want to write, you can write a power 0. So we can. That means a power 0. So I told you again, the exponents of the variables of the exponents of a are decreasing. A to n minus 1, n minus 1 to n minus 2, and the next term, if you write the next term, it is n minus 3, here n minus r, and the last term is decreased to 0. That's why it is ncn, a to the power of 0. Now coming to the second variable b. The exponents of the variables b are increasing. The first term is always b power 0. And the next term is increased by 1. That means this is b power 1. This is b square. If you write the next term, what is next? What is next? B cube. And the next term, b power 4. And the next, b power 5. And so on. Here, b power r. And the last term is b power n. And the last term is b power n. So observe carefully. This is the binomial theorem. So binomial theorem was introduced by Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton. Binomial theorem was introduced by the mathematician and he is also physicist. He is Isaac Newton. So this is the binomial theorem. So this is somehow long. This is the formula and this is the general form. Please be practice more and more times. So a plus b whole power n. A plus b is a binomial term. we are writing nth degree binomial. Nth degree binomial expansion form is this is. So here NC naught. For example, if the value of n is 5, we are writing here 5C naught. Here 5C1. Here 5C2. 5C3. 5C4 up to 5C4 5. 5C5. Can you write the 5C6? We can't write. So the variables of the exponents of the first variable are increasing. The exponents of the second variable are increasing. So that's why a power n, a power n minus 1, a power n minus 2 and so on, a power n minus r, a last term is a power 0. That means the variables, the exponents of the first variable are decreasing and the next variable are increasing. How is it increasing? Here b0, b1, b2, b3, b power r and power b power n. This is the binomial theorem which was introduced by and told by Isaac Newton. Okay, here, so we have to observe, so we have to write in your notes very clearly, this is the binomial theorem. From this binomial theorem, we have to get some important points from these binomial theorem. We have to get so many important points. The first point is, for example, I am writing a plus b whole power n by using the symbol summation or sigma. Summation. Where we use the symbol summation? The sum of n terms. We are using plus, 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 plus. We all are the plus. That's why I am writing summation. The summation starts from r is equal to 0 to n. The values of r are 0 to n. Why here NC naught, NC1, NC2, NCr and NCn. The values of r are up to n. So how can we write here? Here we are writing n a NCr a power n minus r into b power r. Observe here. NCr a power n minus r into b power r. A power n minus r into b power r. This is the simple simple notification of binomial theorem. Sigma n r is equal to 0 to n NCr a power n minus r into b power r. N minus r into b power r. So we have some. If you have any doubts, I will clarify that you have some doubts. So how is it? For example, if you write 0 in the place of r, NC0 a power n into b power 0. Why? Because n value is 0, r value is 0. This is b power r. So if you keep 1 here, we are writing NC. First of all, 0 to 1. And if you are taking n is equal to 1, 1C0 a power 1 minus r 1 minus 0 to b power r. So if you are writing 0, we are getting first term. 1, we are getting first and second term, the sum of first and second terms. If you are keeping 3, 1, 2, 3, first 3 terms, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, up to we have n terms. Up to we have n terms. This is the simplified notification of binomial theorem. And the second important point is, so a plus b whole power n. A plus b whole power n. What is the exponent of a plus b? N. If you observe clearly, if the degree of an expression is n, it has n plus 1 terms. N plus 1 terms. Observe here. For example, if the degree of a plus b is n, the number of terms in the expression is 1 more than the degree, 1 more than the degree. For example, if the degree of an expression is 5, it has 6 terms. The degree of an expression is 8, it has 9 terms. Why it is? Why it is? Because of the reason is the values of r starts from 0 to n. 0 to n. For example, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For example, if the degree of an expression is 5, it has 6 terms. Why? Because 0 also including. 0 also including. For example, the degree of an expression is 10, it has 11 terms. The degree of an expression is 12, it has 13 terms. Did you understand? This is the second important point. And the third important point is, if you observe the degree of each term in the binomial expression, in the binomial expression is n. The degree of each term is n. The degree of each term, prati term yokka degree entante n. How it is? Here the sum of, for example, the degree of the sum of each term. So you can write a small change, the degree of not each term, that is also correct. The degree of the sum of, write completely, the degree of the sum of x indices or exponents indices of a and b of each term is n. Sir, I can't understand. If you are thinking that not understand, this is very easy. How it is? The degree of the sum of indices of a and b of each term is n. So if you observe the first term, the degree of a is n, b is 0. That means here n, here 0. n plus 0 is n. Here n minus 1, b power 1. This is their sum, n minus 1 plus 1 is n. n minus 2, b2, b square. So n minus 2 plus 2 is equal to n. n minus r plus r is equal to n. 0 plus n is n. This is the third important point. What is that? The degree of the degree of what this is the sum of indices of a and b of each term is n. So you can write easily. Either if you understand like this, you can, otherwise you can simplify this. So if you arrange the degree, you can get the same meaning. The sum of indices of a and b of each term is n. If every term has a and b, it has some exponents. Their sum is for each term is n. For each term is n. This is the third. And now the fourth point and the important point is, we know one thing, that is NCR is equal to NC n minus r. Yes. So NCR is, we know very well about this. Already we have discussed in the last class. NCR is equal to NC n minus r, for r is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on up to n. How it is? For example, if you keep 0 in the place of r, NC naught is equal to NC. So we just leave the 0. So NC naught is equal to NCN. Am I right? NC naught is equal to NCN. I am writing here. For this, NC naught is equal to NCN. Why? Because I am keeping 0 in the place of r. NC naught is equal to NC n minus 0 n. The same way, NC1 is equal to NC1 is equal to NC n minus 1. NC1 is equal to NC n minus 1. The same way, NC2 is equal to NC2 is equal, the second term, NC2 is equal to NC n minus 2. The same way, NC3 is equal to NC n minus 3, and so on. And so on. I think you can't understand this, I will explain again. So, this is the formula NCR is equal to NCn minus R. Already we have discussed this. We have already discussed this. So, I will tell you one thing. If you forget, I will explain one. For example, 8C5 is which is equal to dash. 8C5 is equal to dash. 8C5 is equal to 8C3. 8C3. How it is comes? Here 8 is a common. 8 minus 5 is 3. The same I am telling you, NCR is equal to NC n minus R. NCR is equal to NC n minus R. We have discussed in the last class this topic. 8C5 is equal to 8C, 8 minus 5 is 3. The same way 8C5 is equal to 8C3. So I am keeping 0 in the place of this formula. So in the place of R, only R, not R. So NC naught is equal to NC, n minus 0 means n. So NC naught is equal to NCn. If you want to keep 1 in the place of R, NC1 is equal to NC n minus 1. The same way 2 in the place of R, NC2 is equal to NC n minus 2. NC3 is equal to NC n minus 3. From these 4 examples, we have to understand and we have to observe an important point. That is, so in that our binomial expression, NC naught is the first term and NCn is the last term. Have you? So the same way, NC1 is the second term. If you write the second term from the last, this is NCn, the before term is NC n minus 1. Is that right? The last term is NCn, before term is NC n minus 1. So NC1 is equal to NC n minus 1. And the next term, third term is NC2. The third term from the last is NC n minus 2. The same way, NC3 here, the fourth term, from the last, the fourth term is NC n minus 3. That means the coefficients in the binomial theorem are equidistant from beginning and to end. Otherwise, the first term in the binomial, the coefficient of the first term of the binomial theorem and the last term are equal, and the first to second is equal to last to second. From beginning to third is equal to the last to the third. Did you understand? These 4 points we have observed from this binomial theorem. So note down in your CW with presence of mind. That means what we have observed from here, then write. These 4 points also in our textbook when you are writing the notes. So once verify that. So keep the mind here, then you can write. Otherwise, we can't understand this. And the last point is somehow complicated. The first term, NC naught is equal to NCn. NC1 is equal to NCn minus 1. NC2, NCn minus 2. NC3, NCn minus 3. And that means the first term, from the beginning first term is equidistant from the end to the end of the term. This is the first, this is the last. This is the first to second, this is last to second. First to third, last to third. These are the equidistance. It's moving to the last. It's moving to one step. That is also moving to the forward. It's moving forward. It is also here. It moves one step. It moves to the one step. So the first and last, first to second, last to the second are the coefficients of, these are the coefficients of the binomial theorem. I told you so many times, these are the coefficients of the binomial theorem. These coefficients are equal. That is we have learned from the Pascal triangle. So the first term 1, last term 1, middle term 2. First term 1, last term 2, last term 1, middle term 3, 3. Like that. 1, 4, 6, 6, 4, 1. We have learnt these are the coefficients in Pascal triangle. The binomial theorem is based on the Pascal triangle. Are you okay? These are the most important points. I will explain again. The first, I am writing these long expression in a shortcut form using summation. Summation, if r is summation r is equal to 0 to n, r is equal to from 0 to n, NCR a power n minus r into b power r. This is the simplified form of, and a shortcut form is the simple form of binomial theorem. And the second expression, if the degree of an expression, the number of terms in the binomial expression has one more than the degree. The degree of an expression is n, the number of terms are one more than the degree, means 1 n plus 1 is so more than the one more than the expression. For example, it has the degree of an expression is 5, it has 6 terms. The degree is 6, it is one more than that, which means 7. So the sum of indices of a and b of each term is every term, the degree, the sum of the exponents of a and b, n plus 0, n minus 1 plus 1, n. The fourth point, NCR is equal to NC n minus r. By this reason, the coefficients of in the binomial theorem from the beginning and from end, these are equidistant. They are maintaining equal distance. The first and the last term are equal. If you move one step from the forward and one step from the backward, that they having maintaining the same distance. Those are the equidistant. These 4 points are in our textbook. So we have to write notes neatly. Are you okay? Shall I erase this? Okay. So we have to write some more binomial expressions by using different coefficients and different letters. For example, we have learnt a plus b whole power n. If how can we write a minus b whole power n? I think you can write. So there is only small change. In the place of b, we have to write small b. So that means minus b. So can we write a minus b whole power n? Can we write a minus b whole power n? We can. Can we write a minus b whole power n? Yes, we can. How it is? For example, so in the place here, a are equal. In the place of plus a, we are writing plus b. Here minus b. So keep my minus b. The first term. Here b. This is b power 0. This is the value of 1. So no need to keep minus. So this is NC naught a power n. Shall I write it clearly? So if you write like this, minus b power 0 plus here NC1 a power n minus 1 into minus b power 1 plus here NC2 a power n minus 2 into minus b whole square plus and so on, plus here NCR a power n minus r into minus b whole power r plus and so on here NCN a power 0 minus b whole power n. So now we are solving. This is minus b power 0 is 1. So this is nc naught a power n. Here minus b power 1 means minus b. This plus becomes minus. So this is minus nc1 a power n minus 1. Here minus b whole square plus. So plus into plus plus. The remaining terms are equal. nc2 a power n minus 2 b square. We can write one more term. We are getting minus. Am I right? So here nc3 a power n minus 3 b cube plus and so on. Here minus b whole power r. If r is a positive number, we are getting r is a odd number, we are getting minus. If r is an even number, we are getting positive. So r is odd number, we are getting minus. R is even number, we are getting plus. We can't decide the value of r in this particular case. So now we are writing minus 1 whole to the power of r. Simple. Common minus 1. If r is odd number, we are getting negative. If r is even number, we are getting positive. The remaining terms are ncr a power n minus r into b power r. The same way here and so on plus minus 1 whole power n ncn b power n. ncn b power n. Observe clearly. So if b is minus in the second term, fourth term, sixth term, we can't decide here. If r is a odd number, minus it becomes, the term is negative. If r is an even number, the term is positive. So this is a plus b whole power n, this is a minus b whole power n. Now we are doing a plus b whole power n minus a plus a minus b whole power n. What will happen? A plus b whole power n plus a minus b whole power n. We have a plus b whole power n here. This is, we have a minus b whole power n. Yes, this is. What can we get if we add these two expressions? What can we get? We add first and the second expressions. Observe here. If we add these two, this is nc naught a power n b naught. This is ncn a power n b naught. If you add these, we are getting 2nc naught a power n b naught. Is this okay? So here nc naught a power n b naught, nc naught a power n b naught. If add these two, we are getting 2nc naught a power n b naught. Next, this term are cancelled. These two are equal. Why don't you write here b? Here also b there. So here nc1 a power n minus 1 into b minus plus are cancelled. Now coming to the third term. This is nc2 a power n minus 2 b square, nc2 a power n minus 2 into b square. That means it comes 2nc2 a power n minus 2 into b square. The next term is this is minus, this is also minus. These two are cancelled. What can we get the next term? That is 2nc4 a power n minus 4 into b power 4 plus and so on. And so on. It moves. So every term has a common 2. If you common 2 for every term, what are you getting? nc naught a power n b naught. So I think I want to remove the b naught. Plus here nc2 a power n minus 2 b square plus nc4 a power n minus 4 into b power 4 plus and so on. So what is the term? What is the next term? Can you guess? NC6 a power n minus 6 into b power 6. So now we are doing minus. That means a plus b whole power n minus a minus b whole power n. Now we are subtracting a plus b whole power n minus a minus b whole power n. What will you get? Observe this. NC naught a power n b naught, NCn a power n b naught. These two are cancelled. Why? Because we are doing minus. And the next step. This is NC1 a power n minus 1 b1, NC1 a power n minus 1 b1, b power 1 b power 1. So we are doing minus. This minus becomes plus. NC1 is 2NC1 a power n minus 1 into b power 1 plus NC2 NC2 a power n minus 2b square, NC2 a power n minus 2b square. It becomes minus. Why? Because we are doing minus. These two are the cancel, and the next term we are getting 2NC3 a power n minus 3 into b cube. Can you guess the next term? Yes, we can. 2NC5 a power n minus 5 into b power 5 plus and so on. And the next, here if you common 2 for every term, what are you getting? NC1 a power n minus 1 into b plus NC3 a power n minus 3 into b3 plus NC5 a power n minus 5 into b5 plus and so on. So we have learnt three things. First of all, a minus b whole power n. From that, a plus b whole power n plus a minus b whole power n. We are getting, this is the answer. If you add a plus b whole power n and a minus b whole power n, we are getting even numbers. But odd number, the number of that means the terms are giving odd number. That means this is the first term and third term, fifth term, seventh term are coming. If they are adding, man add cheste first term, third term, fifth term vastundi. If you subtract, we are getting even number terms. That means second term, fourth term, sixth term and so on. So a plus b whole power n, a minus b whole power n, a plus b whole power n minus a minus b whole power n. From these two, we are getting some more knowledge. You have to get some more knowledge. That is, first of all, if n is odd, a plus b whole power n plus a minus b whole power n and a plus b whole power n minus a minus b whole power n has same number of terms. Same number of terms. If n is odd, those are, if n, the value of n is odd, if n is odd, a plus b whole power n plus a minus b whole power n and a plus b whole power n and a minus b whole power n has same number of terms, those are equal to n plus 1 by 2 terms. Observe this point. very clear. Observe this point, very clear. It's very easy. It's very easy. If n is odd, if the exponent is odd, a plus b whole power, this is a plus b whole power n plus a minus b whole power n, and the same thing, a plus b whole power n minus a minus b whole power n has same number of terms. These two expressions are having same number of terms. Those are equal to n plus 1 by 2 times. I think you have to do some hard work from this expression, from this sentence. From this sentence, you have to get some knowledge. For example, I will give you one hint. I will give you one example. You have to do more hard work in this. For example, I am keeping odd means 3 here. I am keeping 3 here. A plus b whole cube plus a minus b whole cube is equal to 2 into 3c naught a cube plus 3c2 a power a b square plus 3c4. We can't write why, because up to here, that means it has 2 times. I am taking n is equal to 3. I am taking n is equal to 3. I am getting 2 times. If you substitute 3 here, 3 plus 1, 4 by 2 is 2 times. 2 times. Can you? I will explain. I think you can't. I will explain again. I am taking odd number 5. Observe a plus b whole power 5 plus a minus b whole power 5. So I am keeping 5 in the place of n. So that means 5c naught a power 5. One term. 5c2 a power a cube. Why? Because 5 minus 2, 3. A cube b square plus 2 times. 5c4 a b power 4, 3 times. So after that, what can you get the next term? 5c6. We can't write 5c6 up to 5c5. So I am getting 3 terms. How it is? I am taking an odd number 5. So I keep 5 here. 5 plus 1, 6. 6 by 2 is 3. The same way here. Here a plus b whole power 5 minus a minus b whole power 5. So first of all, 5c1 1 term. 5c3 2 terms. 5c5 yes 3 terms. Again 3 terms I am getting. If the next term is 5c7, we can write. So I am getting 3 terms. If n is equal to 5, n plus 1, 5 plus 1 is 6, 6 by 2 is 3. 6 by 2 is 3. That is in the second case. Second case. If n is even, a plus b whole power n plus a minus b whole power n has n by 2 plus 1 terms. Same way, a plus b whole power n minus a minus b whole power n has n by 2 terms. First one n by 2 plus 1 terms, and the next term has only n by 2. Observe and have to get some more knowledge in the second expression. So, if n is even, if the value of n is even, the first one a plus b whole power n plus a minus b whole power n has n by 2 plus 1 terms. Shall we check? We have to check. I won't explain this. So I will explain already odd. You have to check for these two. Have to get some knowledge. Then with some more knowledge. If n is odd, the value of n is even, n by 2, the first expression plus has this number of terms, and if minus a plus b whole power n minus a minus b whole power n has only n by 2 terms. So I will explain odd. We have to work hard on even. So these all are the important things. These all are we are writing a plus b whole power n to a minus b whole power n. Then their addition, what can you get? Which type of terms we are getting? And if you subtract those two, which type of terms you are getting? So from these two examples, how many terms has a plus b whole power n plus a minus b whole power n? If n is even, a plus b whole power n plus a minus b whole power n has dash terms. After that, if you work hard on the example 2, we have to do some problems from this example. For example, you have to write x plus y whole power 10 plus x plus x minus y whole power 10 having dash number of terms. Having dash number of terms. So if you know this formula, these three things, we can answer directly. I am giving n value 10. N value 10 means it is an even number. I am asking plus or minus. I am asking plus. So we can use this formula n by 2 plus 1. What is the value n I am giving? 10. 10 by 2 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6 terms. 5 plus 2 is 6 terms. If I am asking a plus b whole power 25 minus a minus b whole to the power of 25. So how many terms is it having? So here n is equal to 25 is an odd number. 25 plus 1 is 26. 26 by 2 is 26 by 2 is 13 times. That's why I am using this formula n plus 1. 25 plus 1, 26 by 2 is 13 terms. Have you observed this? Have you understand this? I hope you understand. So shall I move on to the next? Okay. The first thing, the first expression is our algebraic binomial expression. I won't erase that. We are learning from everything from that. That's why I am giving that. So from this you have to write. I'm just giving. So you have to write 1, write the expansion form of 1 plus x whole power n. 1 plus x whole power n. Here a is equal to 1, b is equal to x. You have to write the binomial expression for 1 plus x whole power n. The same way 1 minus x whole power n, you have to write for this also. 1 minus x whole power n. So these two you can write. These two you can write. Can you write? I am giving one work. After this, if you write the notes for up to here, up to what I explained the previous, so then we have to write the expand 1 plus x whole power n. Right answer you can take for n is equal to a is equal to 1, b is equal to x. The same way, write the expanded form of 1 minus x whole power n. This is also you can. Are you okay? Can you do this? So now we are doing problems from this exam, from these expressions. Now we are coming to the problems and hand sheet 1 from in our textbook. I am giving you problems. First one, expand. Expand or expansion form of x square minus 3 whole power 4. Expand. We have to expand. So for example, we have learned these type of problems for whole square. So a minus b whole square, you can use the formula, we can expand. A minus b whole cube also we can do. but this time it has 4. But it has 4. So we can write somehow. But if it has 10, but it has power 20, how can we? So if you see this problem, I will explain. You can. By binomial theorem, we can do easily. This is x square minus 3 whole power 4. X square minus 3 whole power 4. If you observe, if you compare this problem with the binomial theorem, the value of a is x square, the value of b is minus 3, the value of n is 4. So we don't write a is equal to something, b is equal to c is equal to something. We can write easily. We can write easily. If you forgot this, so we can't do anything. By some time, if you forgot this, we can do. How it is? So we know very well about it. What is the exponent of the given expression? 4. Now I am writing 4c naught plus 4c1 plus 4c2 plus 4c3 plus 4c4. Why? Because the exponent is 4. So 4c0, 4c1, 4c2, 4c3, 4c. The binomial coefficients are completed. Now coming to the first variable. What is the first variable? X square. So the exponents of the first variable are decreasing. So the same way we are writing. So here x square whole to the power of 4. X square whole to the power of 4. Why? Because this is x square is a coefficient. In the same way a is x square. Here n we are writing n the same way 4. The next term is the exponent is decreased by 1. That means it has x square whole cube. The next term is x square whole square. And the next one is x square whole power 1, and the last one is x square whole power 0. So the next thing is the exponents of the second variable are increasing. What is the next variable? Actually this is not a variable, this is a constant number 3. So now we are writing minus 3 whole power 0. So observe here 4 plus 0, 4 plus 0 is 4. So we are correct. Now increased by 1. Increased by 1 means this is minus 3 whole power 1. Here minus 3 whole square. Here minus 3 whole cube. Here minus 3 whole power 4. Once check, is this right? So the first two coefficients are 4c0, 4c1, 4c2, 4c3, 4c4. We are correct. The next first variables x square power 4, x square power 3, x square whole square, x square power 1, x square power 0. The exponents of the variables are decreasing 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now the second variable, second terms of exponents are increasing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can simplify. What is the value of 4c0? 4c0 is 1. We know something, that is nc0 is equal to ncn is equal to 1. nc0 is equal to ncn is equal to 1. So 1 here. 4c0 is 1. X square whole power 4. A power m whole power n. What is the formula? A power mn. So this is 1 into x to the power of 8. Not 6. 4 plus 2 6. That is not correct. A power m whole power n. A power m whole power n is equal to a power mn. So minus 3 power 0 is equal to 1. So leave it. If you want to write 1 plus here 4c1. What is the value of 4c1? 4c1 is 4. 4 into x square whole cube. 2 3s are 6. So this is x to the power of 6 into minus 3. Are you okay? Next, what is the value of 4C2? How can we find the value of 4C2? We know the formula. What is the formula? NCR is equal to n factorial by r factorial into n minus r factorial. So we have 4C2. Here it. 4C2. 4C2 is equal to 4 factorial. 4 factorial means 4, 3, 2, 1 by r factorial. R means 2. 2 into 1. Only 4 minus 2, 2. Again 2 into 1. These 2 into 1, these 2 into 1 cancel. 2 cancel by here. 2 times 2 3s are 6 is the answer. Now write here. 4C2 is 6. 6 into x square whole square. X to the power of 4 minus 3 4 square 9 plus. Can we find the value of 4C3? 4C3. So now we can 4C3 is equal to 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 by 3 factorial 3 into 2 into 1 into 1 factorial. 3 into 2 into 1 are cancelled. The value is 4. 4 into x square power 1 is x square into minus 3 whole cube. Minus 3 whole cube. Minus 3 into minus 3 into minus 3. It becomes minus 27. Plus 4C4 is 1. X to the power of x square whole to the power of 0 is 1. Minus 3 whole power 1 is 81. Have observed? So here, observe this 1 and the last exponent 1. 4, 4. The middle one is 6. 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Now we can simplify. 1 into x to the power of 8 is x to the power of 8. Here minus 4 3s are 12. 12 x to the power of 6. Here 6 9s are 54. 54 x to the power of 4. Here minus 27 4s are nice 8. 7 4s are 28 to 108 x square plus 81. This is the answer. This is the answer. So they are asking x square minus 3 whole power 4. So we are taking in the place of m 4, in the place of a x square, b minus 3. We can expand and simplify. So have to get some knowledge to simplify 4C2, 4C3, 4C4 and so on. So I think as I gave you yesterday homework for getting more knowledge on this. So that's why you are keeping, if you are doing like this, you can simplify. Okay.